sakes, where did you come from?
Hi, Trudy. Something must be wrong with that phone of ours. I came over to find out if it's okay for me to spend the evening. We were caught up before you had a chance to tell me.
Well, my goodness. Oh dear, I certainly wasn't expecting you. I guess you'd better go home.
What's the matter? Is it all right? Of course, if you have company, I'll leave right off.
Oh, we don't exactly have company, but...
Whoever is coming in, get the door shut. Basically,
Gee, that's good news, Mr. Pepper. I'm sure you're glad to come inside. It's cold over at my house, too. Every time my folks go out for the evening, they turn the oil burner down so low that I nearly freeze. I guess you never met me. I'm Muscles Nerd, your new neighbor. I guess you're Trudy's dad.
that's who I am, alright? And I proposed to the young man who called a few minutes ago.
Yeah, wasn't that the limit? Getting cut off before I could find out if it was alright to come over. But thanks God, I'll just hop over there and find out. I'm sure I'm glad it's alright. Well, I guess it's alright now that you're here, but... Thanks, Mrs. Pepper. Thanks a lot. You are Mrs. Pepper, aren't you?
Sure, she's Mrs. Pepper, alright. This is Timothy, my brother, and this is my sister, Helen.
Glad to know you, by golly. This looks like a study hall, doesn't it, Trudy? I should have brought my homework. Only it's all done like Trudy. That's right. With all those study periods, we kids get a break for once.
What a break.
I'll say it's, well, nothing to do in the evenings but visit the neighbors. It's a great life. I'm sorry we don't seem more hospitable, Muscles, but we're each taking a home study course this winter, and we're taking our work pretty seriously, so we have to have things quiet for our study hour. Sure, I understand that. What are you studying, Mrs. Pepper? You seem to be having an awful struggle with that blender. Yes, I'm afraid I don't have a mechanical mind. I'm taking a course in household repairs, and this blender is my assignment. Maybe I could help you. Well, you see, here is a diagram in the manual, but I don't know if this wire here gets twisted around this thingamabob or whatever it should tie up with this long dangling thing on the other end. Well, I'll tell you, Mrs. Pepper, I think you have your wires crossed somewhere. Just switch these two around. You'll have a first-rate blender here in no time. For mercy's sakes, is that all it needed? I can hardly wait to see if it works. Come along, Trudy. Muscles, we'll try it out in the kitchen. Good night, Dad. Can't you get rid of that fast?
The meter is exploded in this room again. I'm going to send him home. For the past hour, I've been trying to get some sense out of this diagram, and I can't figure it out.
No doubt. Muscles, the metal giant could clear it up for you in nothing flat. Trudy seems to think he's Superman.
Maybe he was a chemist when he was a baby. I might ask him to help me.
Just for fun, I'll ask him a question or two about airplane engines when he comes back.
Maybe it's Nappy, because he won't be here long.
You sure fixed that blender in a hurry.
You certainly did. Now come along, Muscles, and...
They tell me you're quite the boy with airplanes, Muscles. Now, know anything about airplanes?
Not very much. Are you taking a pre-flight course?
Yeah, and I am boning up on engines right now.
That ought to be interesting. I used to be keen on engines. What type are you studying? Radial engines?
Radial?
Yes, the kind in which the cylinders are equally spaced around a single crank or crankshaft.
No. No. The question that I'm working on right now wants to know the advantages of the V or inverted type engine.
Gee, let me see. Of course, one advantage of the V-type is that it improves the visibility for the pilot, and then the V-type gives better streamlining and at the same time lowers the center of gravity.
Yeah. Gosh, that sure ought to cover anything. Thanks, Muscles. Thanks a lot.
Maybe I could help you with some of those other questions.
Well, you sure do. You sure do seem to understand airplanes, but I think I've got the answers all right.
So you did. But you didn't tell us if he knows anything about chemistry.
That's what Helen is taking up. I think she's crazy. And besides, chemicals have such awful smells. I'd rather study tap dancing.
I'm a little rusty in chemistry, Miss Pepper, but I'll help you all I can.
I'm not very advanced. We're just working on the molecular theory, and I get atoms and molecules all mixed up.
Gosh, I guess I can help you with that. Let's see. On this problem, we'll say one atom of carbon unites with two atoms of oxygen and forms one molecule of what, Miss Pepper?
I guess it would be one molecule of carbon dioxide.
That's right. And the equation for that would be C plus O2 equals CO2.
You make it look so easy, Muscles. Thanks a lot.
My goodness, Muscles. You're turning out to be a big help to my family. Maybe you could even help Dad.
It's hard to think so. Electronics is college stuff.
Electronics, eh? I guess you're right. I wouldn't be much help in that department. That's what you're working on, Mr. Pepper. A diagram?
Yes, I'm showing the voltage distribution in the electrode tube in a vacuum.
Pretty difficult, isn't it?
It's not easy.
Mind if I give it a try?
Think you could.
I don't know. I'm a little rusty in this sort of thing. But I'll see what I can do. Now let me see. I'll just draw a few lines here and there.
By Gemini, I believe you've got it.
How marvelous, Muscles.
Some kid, I say.
We should get you to be our instructor, Muscles.
Yes, sir, my boy. That does the trick.
Yes, I think you'll find that okay.
This is great. Here I've been struggling with that blasted thing all evening. Let me have another look at it. Well, that puts it all in fine shape. Thanks a million, my boy.
You're certainly welcome. That was fun. I haven't had a problem like that in a long time.
Holy smokes! How old are you?
40 my next birthday. Why?
Well, I must say, I never met anybody like you. How in the world do you know all this stuff?
Trudy didn't tell us you were a child prodigy.
If she had, I'd cut her up into little pieces. I'm not a child prodigy.
Well, you must be someone special to work out my diagram and help with things engines.
And straighten me out with chemistry, to say nothing of my toaster.
Oh heck, I didn't want to tell anybody, but you folks have been so nice about letting me come over tonight. You see, I was. Well, my real name is Myron Murray. Maybe you've heard of me or something.
Not Mary the boy wizard, not the kid who won the national radio prizes on a science quiz program.
I'm afraid that's me.
Well, what do you know?
Small wonder you know your way around in the electronics field. Trudy, why didn't you tell us he was a celebrity?
I'm no celebrity in Trudy's eyes. She corrects my spelling papers in school and sees me as I really am.
I was about to ask you why you were attending junior high school.
Well, you see, science just comes to me easy. But gosh, what a struggle I have in spelling in English. And I'm not too strong in social studies either. It's a struggle just to make my grades in some of those subjects.
Well, you helped me make the grade with my assignment. Now, I have time to go down to the library for a while.
Glad I could help you.
Well, Muscles, how about a game of table tennis?
Alright, but you play with me at your own risk.
Not so fast, Trudy. I like to show Muscles that more down the cellar. I've been tinkering around with it for 6 months. It's not right yet. How about take a look at it, Muscles?
Sure, I look it over.
I'll go along. I'd like to ask Muscles a few questions about the kinetron tube and the clustron tube.
Well, how do you like that? Off he goes to Dad and Tim, leaving me high and dry. Of all the nerve.
Well, aren't you these Muscles who so success with a family?
I didn't want him to be this much of a success. My goodness, I want him to pay some attention to me. I'm going down in that cellar and drag him back. After all, he came to see me.
Oh no, Trudy, that would be